My name is Rebecca. Do you know how it feels to be chosen? I do. When I saw a servant sitting by our well that special day, little did I know what had gone before. I did not know that this was the servant of my own great uncle, Abraham, and that Abraham had sent him to our country to find a wife for his son, Isaac, from among Abraham's own relatives. Abraham had resolved not to allow Isaac to take a wife from among the pagan Canaanites. The servant spoke, asking me for water. I quickly gave him a drink, and then I said, almost without thinking, I'll draw water for your camels too. A smile of undefined joy lit up his face. Only later did I understand that my words were the very sign he had prayed for, indicating that I would be the wife God had chosen to be Isaac's wife. The servant told his miraculous story to my family, and they all agreed that this must be from God. They wanted to keep me 10 days longer. And yet, the servant was so anxious to return with evidence of his success. He asked me if I would go, not knowing what lay ahead, but knowing that God had chosen me and that he would guide me. I answered, I will go. I'll never forget that night when our camels reached the end of our journey. We were in a field, and there was a man in the middle of the field all alone. He looked up and started to come toward us. I looked at him, and I felt something I had never felt before. My heart beat fast. I got down from my camel, and I asked the servant, who is that man in the field coming to meet us? The servant answered, he is my master. So I took my veil, and I covered myself. I became Isaac's wife, and he loved me. He told me of the great promises God had made to his father Abraham and to Isaac's descendants, our children. And yet, I was barren. Isaac told me that his own mother, Sarah, had been barren until she bore him at the age of 90. So we waited and trusted. Isaac prayed for me, and after 20 years, I finally conceived. I felt a great jostling within me. So I resolved to ask the Lord what it meant. I knew that he would answer me. He explained that there were 2 nations in my womb, and that the older would serve the younger. Just as God had chosen Abraham, not Nahor, and Sarah, not Hagar, and Isaac, not Ishmael, and Rebekah, not a Canaanite. So already he had chosen my younger son for something special. I would not forget that. And I would often wonder at the marvel of being chosen. If you have received the gift of God's grace, eternal life through faith in his Son, then you know what I mean. You too. I chose